Welcome. It is October the 20th of 2025. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Lois Warnock. I'm a spiritual psychic artist, energy healer, and spiritual coach. And today I want to talk to you um, about something that is very close to my heart, spiritual balance. So you all know by now I've been on a spiritual journey for especially the last 12 years through the psychic art and mediumship that I've been practicing. And spiritual balance isn't about living a perfectly calm life. Oh, you might have thought it was? Well, not so. It is about finding your center, so that quiet, sacred space where your mind, body, and soul move together in harmony. And this is where your intuition flows. This is where your art, your healing, your energy, all is aligned. And so we're going to start with talking about the mind, the power of awareness. So our thoughts are like brushstrokes. Every belief, every word paints the story that we live. To find balance, we learn to observe the mind. So not to silence it, but to become the artist, not the painting. So take a gentle breath, just breath in, and then just releasing. And as you close your eyes, just notice your thoughts like clouds passing through a blue sky. You are the sky. The clouds are only passing stories. So when my mind feels cluttered, it's actually time for me to pick up the brush of awareness and create new space. So it could be journaling, it could be meditating or intuitive painting. And these simple acts create space and return me to clarity. So there's many things you can do with that. Your art journaling or written journaling, listening to music, what really resonates with you to help you just really kind of chill out and relax from the busyness of your mind. And then the body, the sacred vessel. So it is a sacred vessel. And when I talk about the body in some of the spiritual teachings, um, we talk about this a lot about the body is we are the sacred space. So not only do we create sacred space around us by, cleansing and clearing, smudging, music, crystals, whatever your thing is, um, we actually have to create the sacred space in our own bodies, in ourselves. And so when we ignore the body, we disconnect from one of our greatest spiritual teachers. And I'd like you just to put your hand over your heart. So, and then the other hand onto your solar plexus. And while you do that, I'd like you to just breathe as deeply as you can. It doesn't have to be really deep. Um, but feel your chest rise and fall. Breath in and then releasing. This is your life force speaking. So, as an artist, I often find inspiration here. So, the rhythm of the breath. And I have had extreme chronic issues with breath work, with breathing. Each morning, I sometimes get up and go, "Yay, I'm still here, I'm breathing." And so it's been a very long journey of learning to listen to my body and not trying to push it to somewhere where it's resisting. Um, and so just think of that breath work as the pulse of your energy. So your body, we know, is not just physical, it's an instrument of divine creation. Think about that. An instrument of divine creation. Wow, we are all so individual and so special, so unique, and we all have these special talents, gifts, abilities. And so let's go to the soul, which is the divine essence. So that's the soul is your infinite spark, which I'm calling the divine essence. It's that part of you that remembers who you truly are. So when your soul is nourished, everything else flows. Your intuition sharpens, your creative energy expands, and life begins to feel guided and not forced. You can nurture your soul through stillness, just quietening everything down. Prayer, you can do it with connecting with your guides or creating art with sacred intention. For me, painting isn't just painting on canvas, it's a conversation I have with spirit. And each brushstroke can be a prayer, each color can be a frequency, each shape can be a doorway or a portal. And I talked about this with a few people today about that whole being in the zone and having the painting just flow. There's times when I know I resist a painting, I don't know, maybe I'm not quite aligned to it. But yesterday when I was started to paint and listening to music, the painting just appeared like 2 hours, and I'm like, whoa, what just happened? It's because I was truly aligned with my intention for what the painting was or what I wanted it to be and how did I want to represent it. And just sitting with it, allowing me to hear the colors, choosing the colors with my brush and just allowing it to, it's almost like it's creating itself. And it's kind of the same process when I do psychic art portraits. I just put the pencil on the paper and just allow spirit to guide that pencil or whatever I'm using as a medium. And so when we integrate and align the mind, body, and soul, you enter into that divine flow, which is what I was explaining to you. And this is where healing happens, where messages become clear, where you align with your highest purpose. So here's a simple grounding practice. Um, so the first thing is to speak a gentle affirmation to yourself. Now you can choose, I've got a couple here, a few here. So I am present, I am safe, I am guided. And then take 3 breaths. And you could add the violet flame to that breath. So imagine breathing in the violet flame through the nose and then just releasing. And again through the nose and just releasing. And then another one, and then releasing. And you can feel your energy become anchored through your feet into the earth. So bring your hands to your heart, and then just see a golden light expanding outward from that heart center. This is your soul shining. And you can use this anywhere in your studio or office as you prepare for the day, or even when it feels heavy. You're somewhere and the energy is feeling heavy, and it brings you back into yourself, or what you would call home, but to yourself. And so, just as a reminder, spiritual balance isn't a destination. So, it's not like, oh, okay, I'm going over there, and once I get there, I'll be, yay, good to go. No, it's a rhythm. So a dance, a living artwork that you create each day. And so remember, you are the canvas. You are the brush. You are the divine artist. And you are the sacred space. So the cards for this week are that I pulled, and one I pulled earlier is Paul the Venetian, and that's him there. And I'll post these on the discussion page. So Paul the Venetian is all about surrender the resistance, which comes from fear of giving away our own personal power. His mantra is, I surrender to my soul path through the divine. The crystal that he loves is celestite, and it's a spiritual detox and connection to higher consciousness. It aids in accessing the light of the soul. The second card that I pulled for this week is White Buffalo Calf Woman. There she is there. And which she talks about stillness and direction. And the fact that if we get into stillness, we will get direction. So meet your ancestors in meditation, be still and listen for divine advice. Her mantra is, I am connected to my journey. Now, the crystal that she pulled forward is called black kyanite. It's actually it's not as common as the blue kyanite that we have, and there's a couple other colors. But the black kyanite is is interdimensional consciousness while remaining anchored to the earth, and it stimulates our third eye chakra and also our psychic abilities. Now, we have a little game going called the Word of the Week, and I'm going to try and pronounce this one for you to check up on it. The word of the week is equilibrium. 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 So the question for you is, are you living it? And if this message resonates with you, I invite you to journey deeper with me through soul, divinity, healing, and art, intuitive art sessions, spiritual coaching, or spiritual psychic art and portraits and readings. And I will tell you more next week about my upcoming program called Soul Brush with Lois. And together, let's create a life beautifully aligned with your highest self, with love and light. And I'm Lois. Blessings and have a wonderful week.